What's going on? It's WillMyCraven hitting you with another day with another video. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and leave a comment if you'd like to. So, this topic today, let's just cut to the chase. I hate women. Oh, that's it right there within itself. It's funny. It's funny how that saying is labeled upon males when we speak truth. And I'll say this right now, I don't hate women, but I do hear that a whole lot when I start saying things that women don't want to hear. And a lot of us men who turn around and say certain things that women don't want to hear, we get labeled as we hate women. For some reason, just simply don't want to hear the truth. And it's so amazing because, as I said before, a lot of women act like grown children and they want to get their way. They want to be spoiled. They want to be coddled. And they want to do things how they want to do it to fit their narrative and have their double standard, while everything with us as males and men is an issue. It's amazing how much of an issue that is. It like really is amazing. Very amazing. And it's funny and it's sad all at the same time, but unfortunately, for when we tell you all the truth to protect you all, you just don't want to face the truth. And it now hearing that story within the last year or so from my father when he went to the girl's house to take her out for a burger, and her dad was sitting there in his lazy boy chair, and he's acting like he's reading the paper, and she's steady trying to get him to do such and such, and he's trying to respect her father, and she's basically blatantly disrespecting the man right in front of his face. Now getting my dad to steady come closer to her to the point where he's like, you know what, ruffle the paper, and then he comes over there and sits in between them like, look here, no, you ain't finna do this. Basically with what he was saying with his actions. But when we try to say certain things to you all, tell you certain things, you instantly think we hate you all and it's automatic who hurt you. But sometimes, y'all, the saying goes, a hurt dog holler. We ain't the ones hurting. I know I sure ain't. I literally don't have to do any of these videos. Don't really have to do anything to help you and tell you what's actually you don't see. But, we're nice enough or thought-provoking enough to actually try to help you. But in trying to help you because you don't want the help or receive that type of protection the way we're giving it to you, we're the ones with the issue. When the whole time the issue is with you. We told you what to do. You didn't listen. And because you didn't listen, now you want to turn around and deflect back towards us to fix the mess. When you should have listened to us from the get-go. But you wouldn't have that problem if you actually listened to us. So what's the real issue here? Because if we're telling you things that is for your benefit, but because it's not fun and exciting, because a lot of times you all want that fun and exciting drama going on, you shun the very thing that is to help you. Then when it actually hit the fan, now you got to deal with more problems and issues. It's not a fun feeling to actually have to eventually be in that predicament. So we'll tell you all about, no, we don't think you should wear that. That's more likely not a good idea. We're instantly told we're insecure. We're instantly told we're the problem. That we have a problem with you all going out looking a certain way, when technically we really don't. We just know the ramifications of what's going to happen. You're going to be looked at like a piece of meat. But, a lot of women out here will turn around and say, men are such dogs and all they do is stare, and we understand what you're looking at. But you know this already. If you know a man's going to look, so you're telling us basically you want to control the narrative of who gets to look at you? Because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like you want to control who gets to look at you, who possibly gets to touch you, because we know if a certain guy come along, and I said this before, if one of these celebrities that you all love so much came up to you, grabbed you and touched you, you love every bit of it. For two reasons. Either one, well, more than two reasons. One, you'll either try to brag about it. Two, you'll either try to say, okay, well, he touched me inappropriately, so now I can possibly get some money out of it. You're going to try to use that to every bit of advantage that you possibly can. But let alone let an old average Joe or somebody who's unattractive do it, it's a whole problem. Double standard. Double standard. But when we say stuff like that, we hate women. Why would a man hate a woman who he can get something from? That utterly makes no sense. You got to turn around and be around somebody in order to actually get something from them. That's just like what people would think. Oh, well, you got slavery. They hate so-and-so. No, they really don't. They technically, the slave masters don't really hate the slaves. They need the slaves. Therefore, they ain't going to really hate the slaves. They ain't going to do nothing but just oppress them so that they don't leave them. Some would say, oh, well, that's a love-hate relationship. Well, it really ain't too much of a love-hate relationship for the mere fact that the masters, need the slaves in order to do the job because they don't want to do it. So they're going to do just enough to keep them in the slave position. But that's a whole nother story. But and then there are some men who do that in regards to that same kind of tactic to women. But they need them. It's well, as I say before, there are various forms of manipulation. Some are good, some are bad. And that type of manipulation is a benefit mainly for the one, which is a selfish tactic. But that don't necessarily mean that individuals hate them. They're just manipulating. And all manipulation isn't hate. It's just to gain a benefit in a selfish manner. But if I tell you as a man, you shouldn't drive your car, don't go driving at such and such such. Don't go over here, such and such such. That's not me hating. That's not me trying to control you. That's me turning around and telling you something. Maybe we didn't give you the full details as to why. And even though sometimes when we do give you the full details of why, you all get upset about us giving you the full details. Like, well, I don't want to hear all that. The many times I've heard a woman say that to another man, or let alone I've heard it myself with family or whatever. And it's like, okay, be a fool, go out there and bump your own head. And then when you do go out there and go such and such place where we told you you shouldn't go over there, then something happened. Whether you get a flat tire or whatever, something go wrong with the car, something happened over there. It's like, well, we tried to tell you not to, but you decide you want to do it anyway. Now you want us to come bail you out once yet again. Then a lot of you all don't understand why some guys who don't have full control of their emotions give you a whole bunch of talking, give you a whole bunch of rhetoric, something that you don't want to hear because now you basically disregarded what they said. And as a man, usually when someone disregards what you say, we take that as a form of disrespect. So you don't respect what we say, and you want us to clean up what you then did, in which you turn around and disrespected what we actually told you shouldn't do. You see how that kind of wouldn't sit well? That's like your child going out doing something that you told them not to do, and they do it anyway, and then your child expects for you to clean it up. Sounds like some usury, don't it? Your child using you. Oh, well, mama gonna clean it up. Mama gonna bail me out. I'm sure a lot of you seen this before. goes back to the whole spoil thing. So now the child is spoiled, and you steady giving this child away, and they've learned very little. They've learned very little, and they've caused themselves to be I won't say a nuisance. They call themselves to be an additional burden, on where they weigh heavy on your heart, giving you more stress than what you actually need. But it's kind of the same deal when you all dealing with your children is how we have to deal with you all. You don't want to listen to us, and then we turn around and we tell you what you should and shouldn't do, and then it's met with resistance, and then all of a sudden we hate you all. Yeah. Listen, man. Most of us men, we love our mothers. We love our sisters. We love our aunts because we came up and they were beneficial and did stuff for us that were favorable. And of course, we love you all too, who weren't in those positions. Don't change. The only thing changes is when some of us start hearing that you just simply don't want to follow what we're trying to tell you to help you. Me personally, I don't really. I've been at the age of a good while now where I just really don't care. You gonna do it or you're not. You go out there and bump your head, that's on you. But if you're not family, I'm not finna go ahead and try to clean up your mess, because I don't care. You grown enough to do it. You grown enough to clean it up.